Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to start the new topic, The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was born on 7th April 1770 at Cockermouth in Cumbria and died on 23rd April 1850 and was buried in Crassmere churchyard. His father was a lawyer. Both Wordsworth's parents died before he was 15 and he and his 4 siblings were left in the care of different relatives. As a young man, Wordsworth developed a love of nature, a theme reflected in many of his poems. We have already done one of his poems, Lucy Gray, in first year, and the theme of nature and human being is also the part of its greater theme. Now, the same theme is also found in Solitary Reaper, where he appreciates the beauty of the nature and the beauty of that girl's voice and his presence as a beautiful part of a nature. Now, this is what Wordsworth deals with mostly with his subjects. He relates the human activities and human with the nature because he considers that nature is very beautiful. It is vast, he appreciates it, he adores it, and then he considers that human is also the part of nature itself. William Wordsworth was one of the founders of English Romanticism and one among its central figures and important intellects. He is remembered as a poet of spiritual and epistemological speculation, a poet concerned with the human relationship to nature, and a furious advocate of using the vocabulary and speech patterns of common people in poetry. So he was a founder of English Romanticism. Romanticism was a time when the things were glamorized, when the things were appreciated to the level that they become so romantic in imagination. So he was one of those central figures of England who actually promoted Romanticism. And the second thing is that in his poetry, it is not only the appreciation of beauty, but we can find the connection of spirituality. He connects the nature to that level, and then the epistemological speculation is also found in his poems. And what is epistemological? If epistemology is the study of human knowledge, the limit of human knowledge, its connection with the nature and the environment, and all in one. So his study was all about it. It is shown in his poems very remarkably, and we will find it in his poem of Solitary Reaper as well. And the third part is that he was a furious advocate of using the vocabulary and speech patterns of common people in poetry. This is very interesting and important to know that he chose to have the vocabulary of a common man rather than that superficial or difficult language of poets. He would rather choose the daily language, the vocabulary which is usually commonly spoken by the people and understood well. And then using such vocabulary, he also make it beautiful. There is a beautiful meaning in each of his words, and when they are combined together in a poetry, the poetry is very romantic in nature. As in the dictionary of romanticism, it is not about just beauty, but also it is about the imagination. So here we find the language easy to understand. At the same time, the language which is so simple, it is also very meaningful in his poem. So you will see that in Solitary Reaper, it is easy to understand what he wants to say, but at the same time, the meaning is very profound. The Solitary Reaper is a poem by the English poet William Wordsworth, as we have discussed before his biography, little bit of it. The poem was inspired by the poet's trip to Scotland in 1803 with his sister Dorothy Wordsworth. It was first published in 1807. In the poem, the speaker tries and fails to describe the song he heard a young woman singing as she cuts grain in the Scottish field. So this incident, which is going to be in the Solitary Reaper, it was inspired once he was visiting Scotland in 1803 with his sister, and at that particular time one of his movements was trapped or stored in his mind, which was so beautiful for him that he decided to write a poetry on that small movement which he experienced on the fields of Scotland. The poet does not understand the song and he cannot tell what it was about, nor can he find the language to describe its beauty. In order to describe its fineness, he compares it with beautiful voice of exotic birds. He contemplates her singing to be so pure and at the same time one with nature. The song and the movement so inspired Wordsworth that he wrote the poem, one that is better able to approximate and describe the pure, unpretentious beauty of the reaper's song. So in the poem, you will see that the poet is making a point that he does not understand the language. Of course, the language of that girl was Gaelic, Celtic. So it was not understood by the English poet William Wordsworth. So what happened is that even then he find it very beautiful. And then to appreciate it, he chose two exotic birds example to explain the beauty of that voice. And then he found it so pure and at the same time it was so original that it was seems to be the part of the whole environment. It became one with nature. Similarly, as Lucy's Grace spirit's presence in that environment. Here we hear the voice of that girl was in the mountains. It was ringing in the mountains, and what happened is that he felt that it was one with the nature. It was part of that environment. The song and the movement so inspired Wordsworth that he wrote the poem, and it was so inspirational for Wordsworth that he decided to write a poem to appreciate that moment, to bring out the beauty in it which he actually felt on that day. So this poem justifies that beautiful moment, even though that moment, if you consider, is a very common day moment in the fields of Scotland. People do work over there. They do reap, cut and crop the fields over there. So it is the usual day activity. But William Wordsworth brings out that beauty in that common day activity that you feel that it was extraordinary. So this was what Wordsworth's skill is in this poem and most of his poems. So here this is for today. We are going to continue with the explanation of the poem in the next lecture. Thank you.